we've got to make sure that we are responding in a way that makes sure we address the injustice that the First People of this land have faced and continue to face, and also make sure that working people are able to earn a good living. So there's a balance that needs to be struck, but I understand the frustrations.
It's a complex issue. That's what Jagmeet Singh had to say Monday when asked about the ongoing protests across Canada in response to construction of a natural gas pipeline through the territory of the Wet'suwet'en First Nation. The leader of the NDP is in Winnipeg to celebrate Louis Riel Day. Riel, a historical figure in Manitoba, is celebrated in part for standing up against the Canadian government over 100 years ago and was executed defending the rights of the Metis people. City News asked the party leader, what have we learned in the last 100 years that could be applied to the current turmoil as provincial governments seek court injunctions to allow police and RCMP to physically remove the pipeline protesters?
Absolutely, that police presence when it is based on use of force, which is heavy-handed, is problematic. It's not going to solve anything. In fact, it's only going to escalate problems. We've seen that in the past, and we can't allow that to happen again.
Singh wants federal and Indigenous leaders to get to the negotiating table. Singh says part of the overall complexity is that not all First Nations groups are opposed to the pipeline or the economic value that could be derived from building it.
There are a lot of Indigenous communities, and I've met with those nations and those communities that are really in favor of this project. That does not in any way negate the importance of negotiating with the hereditary chiefs.
The Manitoba Keewatin Okimakanak, or MKO, has issued a statement saying it is inspiring to see such a strong expression of solidarity right across the country in support of the Wet'suwet'en people who are trying to protect their ancestral unceded lands. While we are aware that some First Nations support the development of pipelines to transport natural gas, we also recognize that First Nations are autonomous. It's clear that the people taking part in protests are deeply concerned that the development taking place across Canada does not respect the rights of First Nations people and simply ends up destroying our lands and exploiting resources. In Winnipeg, Mark Neufeld, City News.